Welcome to online English class. This is level 2, level 2, lesson number 5, part 2. We are going to work on unit 7. We're going to work on lesson A and lesson B. You are probably watching this video between April 20th and May 3rd. This video was made on April 17th. So in lesson A, we talked about food, and we talked about lists. So let's make some more lists. Let's make a list. L-I-S-T, list. So a list is just you saying what things you need or you don't need, or you like or you don't like. So let's make a list of things I like. I like bananas. Oh, yeah, so let's make a list of food. We're making a list of food. So this is a list of food I like. I like bananas, oranges, and avocados. Let's do one more. Bananas, oranges, avocados, and strawberries. Okay, so this is a list of food that I like. I like bananas, oranges, avocados, and strawberries. This is a list. In a list, we write commas between every item. Commas, comma, comma. In a list, we use the word and. We use the word and before the last item. So the last item in this list is strawberries. So before the word strawberries, we write and. Now, let's do a list of food that I don't like. I don't like apples, cherries, and corn. Here is a list of food I don't like. I don't like apples, cherries, and corn. So again, in a list, between every item, we have to write a comma. And before the last item here is corn, we write the word and. So, tell me, what do you like? What don't you like? So now, let's look at this picture. Shirley and Dan. Let's look at their shopping cart. What do they have? They have orange juice, bread, cookies, cheese, chicken, milk, and eggs. We say and before we say the last item. So now, I want you to finish this. Finish page 85. Page 85, you're going to listen to conversations about food, and you're going to listen for prices. So let's talk about prices. Let's talk about money. This is a dollar sign. This is a dollar sign. This is a cent. C-E-N-T, cent. So in $1, there is 100 cents. This is $5. This is $5.25. Or we can say $5.25. This is $1.17. Or we can say 117. We can just say this number and then we say this number, 117. So this is $14.62. Or we can say 1462. Now let's talk about LB. In your book, you see the letters LB here. LB, LB, LB. The letters LB stand for pound. It's how heavy something is. Okay, so if we have 20 lb, it means it is 20 pounds. If we have 7 lb, it's 7 pounds. We say pounds when we see these letters. The letters lb, we say pound. So this is 7 pounds. This is 20 pounds. Now, if we see this line, this diagonal line, this means per pound. The line here, LB, means per pound. So if we have, now let's put the dollar sign with the pound sign together. This is $1 per pound. $1 per pound. That means for every pound of food you buy, you pay $1. This is 66 cents per pound. This means for every pound of food you buy, you pay 66 cents. Now let's talk about the word each. Each means for one. So if we have $1 each, if something costs $1 each, it means, let's say this is an onion. This onion is $1 each. It means $1 for every onion. $1 each. $1 is the cost of every onion. So if you buy 2 onions, that's $2. If you buy 5 onions, it's $5. Okay. Now let's start lesson B. How many, how much? Lesson B is on page 86. So in this lesson, we're going to learn the questions how many and how much. When we ask how many, we're asking for something you can count. And how much is something you cannot count. And what I mean by that is these two questions are asking for the amount. The amount. So if I hold markers in my hand, I ask, how many markers do I have? I ask you how many because I can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. count. I can count them. I can count 5 markers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 markers in my hand. If I ask you how many sheets of paper are there? How many sheets of paper did we use last week? This is a lot of paper. Do you want to count all of this? No, you don't want to count this. This is not something we can count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, 600, 700. It's too many. We don't count this. Oh, that's heavy. Oh, okay. Okay, because it's so many, we say, how much? How much paper do we use? It's not how many, because we don't count. We don't count 1 paper, 2 papers, 3 papers, 4 papers. It's a lot of papers, so we say, how much? Okay, so let's see. How many apples do we need? Apples. We can count apples. We can count 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 apples, 4 apples, 5, 6, 7, 8 apples. We can count. So so the answer is we need 1 apple, we need 2 apples, or if we need 0 apples, we say we don't need any. We don't mean any means we need 0 apples, not 1 apple, not 2 apples, but 0 apples. So we say we don't need any. Now, milk. Can you count milk? Okay, so you have a bottle of milk. Can you count 1 milk, 2 milk, 3 milk? No. So we say, how much milk do we need? Do we need a lot of milk or just a little milk? So we can say we need a lot of milk, or we need a little milk. Or if we do not need milk, we say we don't need any, or we do not need milk. So here are some things you can count. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can count apples, bananas, carrots, cookies, eggs. We can count eggs, onions, an orange, a peach, a pie. Some things we cannot count. Some things we have to say how much. How much bread? How much cheese? How much coffee? How much juice? How much meat? How much milk? How much rice? How much sugar? How much water? Now, these are things we cannot count, so we say how much. How much water? How much water do we need? A lot or a little? But this is a water bottle. This is 1 water bottle. We can count a water bottle. We can count 1 water bottle, 2 water bottles, 3 water bottles, 4 water bottles. So water bottles is something we can count. So we say, how many water bottles? How many water bottles? But just water, just the water in here, we say, how much water? How much water? How many water bottles? So let's look at some more things we can count. Bread. Bread, we cannot count bread, but we can say how many loaves of bread. This is a loaf of bread. It's 1 piece of bread. We can count 1 piece of bread, 2 pieces of bread, so 2 loaves of bread, 3 loaves of bread. How many loaves of bread do you buy in a week? Do you buy 1 loaf of bread, 2 loaves of bread, or 3 loaves of bread? How many loaves of bread do you buy? Or if we ask this, so we only say the word bread, we say, how much bread do you buy? Do you buy a lot of bread? Or do you just buy a little bit of bread? Or do you buy no bread? A slice of bread. This bread here, they already cut the bread for you. They cut the bread so you can make a sandwich. So how many slices of bread do you eat in a sandwich? Well, you have 1 slice and 2 slices and you put them together. 2 slices of bread to make a sandwich. A piece is just a small thing. So if I have let's look at this cheese here. If I break off a small piece of cheese, if I just take the big cheese, the big block of cheese, and I take just a little bit, I have a piece of cheese. If I take this bread and I take just a little bit of it, like this big, it's a piece of bread. Because this is something we can count, we say how many. If we have pasta, if we have macaroni, we can count all of the little pieces. So we say how many pieces? How many bottles of milk? If I just have a cup, if I have a cup like this one, and I pour in milk, I say how much milk? But if I have a bottle, you can count bottles. You can count 1 bottle, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4 bottles, 5 bottles of milk. So we say, how many bottles of milk? Okay, so we use how many for things we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For things we cannot count, we say how much. So let's look at these pictures. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's bread. Okay, so let's look at this. Carrots. Can we count carrots? Yes, we can count carrots. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carrots. So yes, we can count carrots. Water. Can we count water? 1 water, 2 water? No. So we cannot count water. No water. I don't know what this is, so let's just go. Peaches? Are these peaches or tomatoes or apples? I think peaches. Can we count peaches? How many peaches? 1, 2, 3, 4 peaches. Yes, we can count peaches. Milk. Can we count milk? The word milk alone, no. But if we say a cup of milk, how many cups of milk? Then yes, we can count the cup. We can count the cup of milk. There is 1 cup of milk. But if we only say milk, we cannot count milk. We can't say 1 milk, 2 milk, 3 milks. So we have to say cup of milk. We can count a cup of milk. We can count a cup of milk, but we can't count milk. Does that make sense? We can count a cup. We can count a cup of milk like this one, but we cannot count milk. Oranges. Can we count oranges? 1 orange, 2 oranges, 3 oranges. Yes, we can count oranges. Eggs. We can count eggs. Meat. Can we count meat? No, but we can count a piece of meat. Coffee. Can we count coffee? No, but we can count a cup of coffee. So we have to ask how much coffee. How much coffee? Or how many cups of coffee? We say, how much coffee? Or we say, how many cups of coffee? Same with the milk. We say, how much milk? Or we say, how many cups of coffee? Apples. We can count apples. Sugar. We cannot count sugar. So we say, how much sugar? A pie. This is pie. So pie, we can count. So we say, how many pies? All right. So now I want you to finish page 87.